bow, 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 wow, 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 wow. All right, we sound good.
My drug dealer texted me the other day. He's so funny. I haven't bought from him in so long, but this is how you know things have gotten pretty bad.
In fact, Gen Z is done buying, well, everything. And here's
All right, buckle up. You know it's getting pretty tough when your drug dealer's hitting you up. Now, today we're going to be discussing how the modern American is combating inflation by cutting back on consumerism and giving up on the idea of materialism altogether. Is that how usually YouTubers do this? Anyways, we're going to have some fun today, and we might just learn something. We're going to see how everybody's cutting back, some sneaky little tricky ways, save some money. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to get deep. We're going to have a good time. My drug dealer.
why this is terrifying for business. But now it's no buy 2025, and it's taking social media by storm. Gen Z is vowing only to buy essential items.
That means no movies, no dining out, no daily Starbucks trips.
And that's a huge problem because 2/3 of the US economy depends on consumers spending money. But Gen Z doesn't care. They're different than every generation before them.
It's not just Gen Z. We've covered this at the beginning of the year, the whole no buy 2025. And a lot of people are like, people just can't afford it anymore. And I'd actually like to kind of argue, I go out and about. I was at the mall recently on a Saturday, and that shit was jumping. The club was jumping. Ladies, leave your man at home. That's what it felt like in there. Let me see the comment section on this one. Hate the way this was framed. Yeah, it's not just Gen Z. Millennial here, also doing no buy 2025. It's been great so far. Excited to see how much I save. Yeah, it was kind of, I brought up the drug dealer thing because I quit smoking weed a year ago. I've quit several times, but I'll metaphorically smoke now if you want to hit, just to pretend. I do miss it, but at the same time, I don't drink really, and I don't do anything, so you'd be surprised just not going out and partying, because I used to be my lifestyle, man. I used to get down, at least twice a week. I would spend at least, I'd say $250 a week for a long time on just the shindig. Can't stop addicted to the shindig. But that's a big one. I think that's where I spent most of my money. This one goes, we're broke and it's our fault. We're done buying because we can't afford it. Yeah, that's the big one, which I think is the most common comment, is we just can't afford it anymore. But anyways, canceling subscriptions.
I don't know about y'all, but I cancel every motherfucking subscription I have. I cancel Netflix. I canceled Hulu, and then when I tried to cancel it, they were like, oh, well, we'll give you 3 months for $5. Nah, bitch, the subscription should have just been $5 a month in the whole time. Canceling it. Canceled my Walmart Plus, canceled my Amazon Prime. I already have a cheap-ass phone bill that's $30 a month through Visible with Verizon. I'm just not into paying for shit no more. I'm tired, and I'm just trying to limit all my expenses so I can get the fuck out of this country. Y'all think I'm joking? I'm still on my journey to get the fuck out of America.
So I don't have Amazon Prime or whatever. I think it's funny. Walmart Plus, that's how bad the shopping addiction is, if you really break it down. We have a subscription for shopping. And I was confused about the Walmart thing. I mean, isn't that supposed to be the cheapest place you go? I don't even go to Walmart. I don't want to deal with it. I personally do not like Walmart. I don't even like Target. I just don't go there. I maybe once in a while. I did need roach traps one time when I lived in California. Walmart's got what you need. But I went to look up what these Walmart membership offers you, and it doesn't really say shit. Free and fast delivery, fuel discounts, no commitment. I'm like, okay, what do I get for that? But about the people being broke thing, today we're actually going to be giving away $1,000. It's the new channel sponsor, Breastwater. They also want to help people with breast cancer. I'm all about that. You want to get yourself some water. The way to enter for the $1,000 is just go to their website, breastwater.com. Buy a case of water, any size case, take a screenshot of a successful purchase, then send it to that picture to them on Instagram. You don't need to say anything. Just send them a picture. That's how you enter. We're going to pick a winner on July 15th. Also, if you do have breast cancer, just reach out to them. Then you can send them a message, because they actually do like to help direct to the person who needs it, not just some big charity thing. It's not one of those kind of companies. And also, it's good water, alkaline water. Anyways, breast water. You want to enter to win, buy a case, send them a picture, boomski. Hard times. Get back onto your consumerism grind with some actual extra money. Anyways.
You'll pretty much catch me wearing the same couple hoodies, same t-shirts, because this overconsumption, I'm done with it. I'm not over consuming anymore. Ever since I've switched to a capsule wardrobe, I literally don't feel the need to buy anything new. I mean, there's a couple things that I want for spring, but I don't feel this urge constantly to buy.
I haven't shopped in 10 months. June 20th to April
This is
20th,
funny.
10 months. I'm so close to a year, I can taste it. And I'm not just gonna shop once I hit a year, just so we know, but just a reminder for people who are new here, my rules were no clothes, bags, shoes, or jewelry for a full year. The mental freedom and clarity is so worth it. Like, no amount of stuff will ever bring me the freedom that I feel. It reminds me, like, I've been sober for almost 10 years, and everything drugs and alcohol promised me, recovery gave me tenfold.
I just thought it was so funny that she literally compared shopping to drugs and alcohol. Now, a lot of you guys who watch my channel a lot, you'll notice that I'm always in the same shirt or the same outfit. It's because I don't own much clothing. I really don't. I don't know. I just don't care. And it's super fucking expensive. I bought a dress shirt recently because I'm going to a wedding coming up. And I just bought a couple of like button up like floral joints, kind of Magnum PI type deals. $65 a piece. Now, granted, I'll probably have them for a fucking long time. But I was like, damn, this is how long it's been since I actually bought something other than a blank t-shirt or a used vintage t-shirt on eBay. Yeah, that's what I spend my money on. Used vintage t-shirts that are 30 years old. I know. It's fucking it's crazy. But that's something that I've never really had a problem with, was like buying I did have an addiction to thrifting at one point. It was like once or twice a week I would go thrifting, and that's how I have all this shit behind me, just like antiques and stuff. But it was funny because that ended up turning into a business for me. Yeah, I turned my addiction into a business. And I actually did that full time for 2 years. I mean, I did it for like 5 years, but 2 years full time. But that's how bad the addiction was. Now I don't even go thrifting anymore. I just don't. Once in a great while I'll go out and it's fun, but I don't have that same urge that I used to have to just like, oh, like it's like this weird, it's an addiction. It really is. Like we have like this collector mentality since we're kids. I mean, Pokemon cards, fucking Beanie Babies, you know, like it's almost been programmed into our psyche. Buy it now. Anyways.
Real talk. What is something that you have cut out of your budget that you are no longer spending money on and you do not miss it whatsoever? Well, maybe you might miss it. What is something that you can live without, though?
Like I said before, mine was weed and the party. Like I could live without it. Like that was my big one, and the thrifting problem. Those were my two big ones. Also gas stations, but we'll talk about that later. This one goes, expensive pedicures and manicures. I have a Paul Mitchell beauty school near me. $13 pedicures, $30 facials. I'm so happy I'm not a woman, dude. I mean, obviously, I have terrible skincare, but I really don't give a shit. Men can kind of fly off, but dude, my chick spends so much fucking money on beauty. That's what we need to get into. We need to get in the beauty business. That's where the fucking money's at, baby. Write that down. I'm serious, man. Like, it's criminal. It's like $200 for her nails every month. It makes me feel good. Why? I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get, just clip them. That feels really good. If you just clipped your nails, feels fantastic. But I'm a dude. Maybe I just don't know. Women, it's rough. Right here. This one goes, tampons. I have a Diva cup. Okay, my girlfriend's got one of those Diva cups. But yeah, dude, right here. Honestly, the Target boycott showed me that I really have no business being there as much as I was. Yeah, I really do think it's just an addiction. I used to do that with thrift shops. No reason. Just bored. Just go see if I can find anything. Boycotting vanity culture. Coloring hair, getting nails done. Okay, I'm going to lump vanity culture in with materialism.
Tell me.
That's a big one for me. But let's get like deep. Let's go crazy here. And let's think outside the box on what people are cutting out. This one's funny, and I've actually done this one.
this is weird or not, but I haven't bought paper towels in about 5 years. When I learned paper towels were just invented at the early 1900s, somewhere around there, I was like, oh no, like this actually isn't a necessity. And I had to do a little research to figure out what were people doing before paper towels. And this isn't just about money. For me, it's like, I don't want my life to be set up in a way that I have to go to a grocery store and pay a corporation for something that I could spend a fraction of the same dollar on and never have to spend any more money on that disposable good. And so let me just kind of do the math for you.
This
And I
is
think it's
great.
like it's $30. If I live another 50 years, I'm going to end up spending $18,000 just on paper towels. Where
No, dude. 18 stacks on paper towels. This is something that's crazy. I was in Tennessee one time, and I went to a friend's house. So I'm going in the kitchen. I go, hey, where's the paper towels? He goes, oh, it's in that hamper right there. I go, in the hamper. I go in there. It's a bunch of white rags and like miscellaneous cloths. And I go, oh, like, he goes, yeah, we don't do paper towels. Because we do like a restaurant. Get a nice cloth. And we just wash the motherfucker. And I literally was like, genius, genius, genius. And I actually did that for like a couple years. And then I got a girlfriend, and she thought it was tacky, and now she spends all of my money on paper fucking towels. And then she always goes, you know what she says? You use so much paper towel. I go, well, if we just use the rags that I used to have, this wouldn't be a big fucking deal now, would it? Yeah, I keep her in a fucking place. It's in the kitchen and in the bedroom, bent over. I'm just joking. I love you if you're watching this. But 18 grand, paper towels. They got us good, dude. Don't even get me started on soap. I'm nuts. I don't even fucking use soap, dude. That's just how I'll wash my hands once in a while. Wash my hands, but I just don't care. I go, why? Why? This is just me. Okay? You're not me. You're not dating me. Don't worry about that. Just something to think about. You know, like Dove soap. I've never seen a fucking Dove using soap in my life. Now that would be a sight to see. Anyways, something to think about. That's just how I roll. It's how I cut back on stuff, okay?
Whereas if I take something like the cloths that I get, they're these like cotton terry cloths.
Never go in a gas station is what my dad used to tell me. He said, you are who you surround yourself with. And he said, you're not planning or spending your money correctly if you're spending money at a gas station. Valid. I started doing it as an adult because I never got to go as a kid. Not only is he right, but now I'm wondering, I've never seen a successful, hot person in there before. I can't step foot in there again.
You know what's so crazy is I used to actually be like addicted to gas stations. Well, I used to be addicted to soda, and gas stations were the fastest way for me to get that. But paint you a picture, I remember when I was like 25, 26, I did the math. That's when I like quit soda. I'll have a Sprite here and there. I might have one once in a while, just like as a treat. But I did the math on it. Every day I would calculate what I was doing. I was buying like 5 sodas a day from gas stations. I was doing a pack of cigarettes. And then at one point, I was buying a new black or white t-shirt. You know, those gas station t-shirts? They used to fit so good. And I'd buy like a new one of those every day. Dude, I was spending like I think it was $21 a day at the gas station. And I did that for years. Add that shit up. So he's actually right. He's right. You go in the gas station, you know who's in there? Lottery people. You're buying fucking snacks. You don't need it. You don't need that snack. You don't need the soda. It's terrible for you. Get some breast water. Support the tits. It's a real thing, breast water, I know. I'm trying to get a stake in the company. I like taking risks. I thought it was hilarious. And they're supporting a good cause. But something that I actually did personally, I really was addicted to gas station shopping. I don't know what that is. I think it's something to do. I really think it boils down to that. And addiction to like candy and lotto and well, sodas. All right. Wait, you can't save money if you keep eating your paycheck. Makes sense.
You're addicted to fast food, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and impulse spending. And until you come to terms with that, you are not going to be able to start fresh and start working towards your goals.
The economy is so bad, people are not snacking as much anymore. Oreos, Chips Ahoy, Doritos, Twinkies, Cheetos, and Goldfish are all facing plunging sale. Campbell's Soup just reported that its snacking division has nosedived as
its snacking division. No, that's good.
Consumers pull back from their spending. The snacking downturn is not just isolated to the brands that Campbell's owns. PepsiCo, which owns Frito-Lay, has reported slowing sales for brands like Doritos and Cheetos. And Mondelez, formerly known as Kraft, has reported lower sales of Oreos and Chips Ahoy. Their slowing sales are one of the reasons why they're suing Aldi's over those Chips Ahoy and Oreo dupes.
Holy fuck.
Well, I mean, if you really break it down, you know, a bag of chips used to be like 75 cents. Now it's what you would get 3 days worth of chips. If you went in the gas station every day, you're just spending that in one shot. Shrinkflation, fat people, diabetes. People are getting hip. I don't think it's just about the money on the snacking thing. Or maybe it is. People just really can't afford it. Now, this one's kind of crazy because I used to run a business and I had 2 storage units to hold all my thrift goods to sell on eBay. But this is nuts right here because this is something that I would never actually do if I wasn't running a business out of it, which is having a storage locker.
You know what's fucked up? Paying for a storage locker for stuff that you can't let go of because of how much you've spent on it, or maybe memories, or even just junk, or even just clothes or stuff that you've accumulated. But after paying $175 for 22 months now since my ex and I broke up, I've spent almost $4,000 to store this in a box.
Now, look, I like having things as much as the next guy. But let me put it to you this way. When I was living in California, I'm in Florida now. That's when I first started this kind of resale thing. And I had all these collectibles, records, framed records. Like, I had a lot of stuff, like little tchotchkes. Just collectible bullshit, right? I'm like no different than most people who like to just consume shit, right? But that was the first time I ever had to let go of anything. And ever since then, I remember I got rid of everything. I sold everything, every single thing I owned, gone. Sold or given away, get it the fuck out of here. I was down to like nothing but just a couple duffel bags. And what that taught me is that like I can't be connected or attached to these things. Everything you see behind me, anything you see over here, God forbid you look over in this direction, it's just full of shit. But there's something in me now where, if need be, it's all gone. I don't give a shit. All of it. No problem. So I think that's something that is a good thing to learn, because you could be like a slave to your stuff. Like, seriously, you're literally paying to store shit that you probably don't need. What is it doing for you? It does nothing. Guarantee it does. What is it, gold? You got gold in there? It does nothing. So it's just something to think about. I don't know if you're like that or if you have a hard time parting with stuff, but I will say it's very freeing knowing that I could get rid of all this shit, everything. Fuck it. And it's a pretty good feeling, honestly. Some of it I'd be a little upset to let it go, but once I did it the one time, it's so liberating. It really is. It's just fucking throw it out, dude. Get rid of it. It's nice. It's a nice feeling. Anyways, let's wind this down here, okay? Let's come to a conclusion. Let's finish this out.
Okay, so everyone's in their no-buy, low-buy era now. What is one thing that you have purchased that has withstood the test of time? I want to see something that you have bought, that you bought years ago, that you bought in college, that you still have in your 30s and your 40s. I want to see what is lasting and what brands we can trust.
So I'm going to show you a couple of things. This is a record player from 1975. It was actually my grandfather's. It still works. Everything still works. And that's actually a picture right here of my grandfather in there. And I use it occasionally. From 1975. Still holds up. Still plays. This is another from the 90s. It's a stereo. We use this every single day. Put on Legends 100.3. Plays old school classical music. We keep it lightly in the house. Every day. Taped cassette still works. I know this is just something minor, and if I need to, it's going. Getting rid of the motherfucker. This lamp is from the mid-60s. Literally. It's like 60-something. Still goes. Still works perfect. The table it's sitting on, from the late 80s. Cocaine table. That's my shit. But this is stuff where it's like, it will last for so long. This car I've only had for about 6 years, but it's a 1985. It's 40 years old. Still works. I drive it all the time. Still fucking runs. Perfectly fine. This car's from 2007. I've only had it for a little bit, but I'm willing to bet that this car lasts another 20 years. Yeah, you have to do some fixing up on it, stuff like that. But who really gives a shit? You know what else is a good thing that I've been doing? I've just been putting money into gold. Okay? Don't forget, Breastwater, if you want to win, go ahead, buy a case, send them a photo. But also, Atlas Bullion, the company I do a lot of business with and I invest in every month, I get gold. This is something that ends the test of time. I turned a little collecting addiction, and I turned it into putting it into money. I go, oh, look at this cool coin I have. Cool. 20 years from now, it'll still be there, and it's going to be worth even more money. But they're actually going to be giving away a 10th-ounce gold coin, which is going to be worth about $450, $500. To anybody who already bought through my link down below, you're already entered. But if you wanted to do that as well, I'm trying. I haven't given away money in a while, but since I have these sponsorships, I've been kind of, telling them, hey, we should give out some fucking money here. You know what I mean? Instead of keep asking for money, let's give some away. But anyways, shout out to everybody who support the channel, watches the goods, consuming my content. But this is just stuff like all the stuff behind me. If need be, it's gone. And a lot of it, I buy a lot of secondhand stuff. I really do. A lot of it's secondhand. It just is. Because I look at it, that's how I look at things now. I go, what is this going to actually do for me? Literally. That's how I look at life now. And I think we've all wasted enough money on bullshit. So anyways, here's to No Buy 2020. Solid talk, man. Good shit. Shout out to Breastwater. Shout out to Atlas Bullion. Unreal, man.